The internet is currently in a frenzy due to King Harris and 50 Cent T's disagreements about music. In the midst of the chaos, people are suddenly questioning what they think is true about King Harrison. There has been a lot of online discussion over the fight between 50 Cent and King Harris. And some of the revelations that have emerged during this conflict are undoubtedly things that King would have preferred to keep private. Let's look at how this all started and what 50 Cent said that has people talking. The versus who wrecked it all. You're to understand why 50 Cent and King Harris are currently at odds in. One must understand where it all started. It also started with an occasion that was supposed to be a celebration. A versus fight between 50 Cent and T never happened. T has said that due to what happened with their potential, T number 50, Centung's alleged conflict with Verzu is no longer respected. T described the match that, in his opinion, ought to have happened in a social media post by co-host Gilly Doy from a future $1 million worth of game show. He said that it was about honoring each other's catalog and that he and 50 had talked about it while together touring Los Angeles to promote a few gigs. The thrilling portion starts at this point. T explained that the topic had been discussed with 50. The Atlanta rapper asserted years ago that the musicians reached a deal whereby 50 would respond when T made the idea public. But he claims that when T mentioned the possibility of a virus, 50 was confused. T didn't get that. 50 had met with the man, spoken about the idea, and planned the rollout, but he was acting as if he didn't know what was going on. T.I. recounted a meeting in Los Angeles when the two musicians were actually discussing non-musical topics. It wasn't a random shout then. 50 and T were doing business with one another. They were pitching TV series and films. During that era, the idea of a virus was also discussed. And 50 was on board until he wasn't. This is because Trap Pioneer accused 50 of dodging a versus battle against him during a Nightcap Live episode earlier this month, according to T. T didn't hesitate as he was on the show with Shannon Sharp and Chad Asino. 50 does not want to smoke. He claimed that when he confronted 50, he ducked. Now, if you are familiar with 50 Cent, you know that he is sensitive to criticism. Instead of doing what I suggested, he quietly agreed to it. Get 50 tips that are refused. He began mocking the Atlanta rapper on social media by sharing an old Crime Stoppers advertisement in true 50 Cent fashion. In a 2008 video, the rapper captioned his testimony in court. When a man was accused of killing his friend, he said, "I know Atlanta pick and choose who they support. That 50 Cent is textbook." He didn't originally respond with barring. He responds with contentment. He locates old photos, movies, interviews, and then uploads them to Instagram, so the rest may be done by the internet. The rest was taken care of by the internet and leisure. In response, 50 cautioned against mentioning his name on Instagram. Later, labeled Tip King a rat in the comment section of another post. The Rat King. The comment was amusing. One of the worst labels you can get in hip-hop is rat, so start a fire. I responded in writing that I would not ignore that. There is only one of us in the actual world, and you are making fun of my name. You can view my transcript online, and you know that I finish your papers accurately. Your explanations are nonsensical. Get your ass in the box or stfu and live in fear, you soft son. You have lost my respect. Now, at that very moment, the match was officially lighted. Trading. At that moment, the disagreement over a versus became a full-fledged quarrel. T wanted to know 50's personality. 50 was challenging T's street credentials, but neither man was giving up. But neither one of them expected that the next person to join the conversation would be King Harris, T's own son. And when King got involved in this feud, all altered. As he escalated his conflict with T, 50 Cent took a single action that drastically changed the situation. He went after T's husband. A new dispute was sparked by the social back and forth between 50 Cent, Ty Cast, 50, and King Harris' son. "I keep saying keep my name out of your mouth," the business tycoon replies. "All right." In reaction to a controversial photo of T's spouse, Tiny Harris was 50 Cent's specialty is hitting behind the belt. He had no plans to pursue T's career or music at that time. You don't cross boundaries in the Harris household, and he was going after his king. Following 50 Cent's posting of a photo of T's wife, Tiny Harris, with a warning caption, the tension resumed as T tried to keep his name out of his tongue. The message immediately attracted online attention, prompting Ty King Harris, the son, to respond. Key Harris joined the T and 50 Cent feud on Sunday, February 22nd. after the billionaire sent T an Instagram post that featured a photo of Tip's wife, Tiny Harris, singing. 50 would add a caption to the image. In response to 50's post, King would say that Tiny Harris was ready to fight and appear nasty. Following's warning, King made a direct statement. "Where's your mum?" King was going straight for the jugular there, according to King. He knew that 50 Cent's mother, Sabrina Jackson, had died. And by asking where your mother was, he deliberately aggravated that wound. But King did not stop there. He made an Instagram post, stories, and became enraged. He said, among other things, that 50 was blogging about his mother despite her passing, referring to her as a legend. And he would say this right in front of 50. After then, King Harris shared a message on his Instagram story with, after snapping a photo of a headstone, "I wrote this. Where's your mum?" He also shared a picture of a gravestone bearing Sabrina Jackson's name and a message about 50. Even the internet can't match that degree of contempt. Halted because sharing a picture of someone's grave online and bringing up their departed mother is improper. While some felt King went too far, others thought he was defending his family. Cent has, based on his latest Instagram photo, King Harris brushed off Sabrina Jackson's remarks, lol. 50 captioned the photo with a picture of the popular cartoon frog meme. That is the problem with 50 Cent. He lacks sentimentality. He does not get angry. He starts to calculate. The fact that 1050 responded with lol and suggests that he will be coming back with more vi. That meme of the frog was bothering him. There, he was packing the chamber. On Instagram, King Harris defended his mother by drawing attention to 50's prior disputes, the consequences of his 2000 shooting, previous claims of domestic violence, and other problems. King was looking through 50 for anything he could find. He was looking through the files. He was discussing a 50 Cent's domestic abuse case from 2013. 50 Cent was prosecuted for domestic abuse in 2013. King shared a photo of himself in court along with the caption, "You just put pressure on women. Bring that smoke to the chimney." King threw everything toward the wall. He was trying to alter the narrative to make 50 seem like the villain. However, this is the issue. For more than 20 years, 50 Cent has been embroiled in beefs. He's been at odds with Jewel. He's been at conflict with Rick Ross. He's had arguments with Diddy. In addition to T.I., 50 Cent is at odds with many of his peers, including Diddy, Benino, Ja Rule, and others. In each of those feuds, 50 Cent has determined that is the one thing his opponent does not want to be publicly shown, and he has targeted it. Therefore, King Harris unintentionally entered a trap when he entered this combat. 50C would not simply clap back. He was planning to create receipts that would entirely attach. After all, King's personal affairs, including other people's families, is one thing you can count on with 50 Cent. This is not a novel idea. This pattern has been proven. The In Dog Club hitmaker has previously done this, performed at rappers' residences. A similar term was used against Memphis artist Finesse twice last year. Reports state that he was not supporting his mother economically. On Instagram, 50 Cent also wrote about it. 50 Cent has been doing this for years. He doesn't only go after the person he disagrees with on music. He goes for their connections, family, business, and reputation. He chases everything, including music, and he did so with the Harris family. 50 Cent proceeded to ridicule King and Tiny Harris on Monday, February 23rd, by sharing a video from the 50 WDF show in which Theo hosts ridiculed both Harris family members. The truth was the pivotal moment in the relationship, since 50 was no longer only publishing his own remarks. He was endorsing other people's remarks on King and Tiny. He was making sure that people on the internet were talking about the Harris family. T and his household have been involved in a fierce internet dispute with 50 Cent. The quarrel appears to have originated from the two rappers and called Versa Battle. At this point, King Harris started to feel uncomfortable since 50 Cent started to discuss King's private life after concentrating on King specifically. Furthermore, King Harris's background includes his upbringing on From Birth, The Camera, and Are in the Spotlight. King Harris, the son of rapper T and R&B singer Tiny, has spent most of his early years in the spotlight because of his songs, videos going viral, and growing social media followings. King has gone from Thea's own image while staying out of his parents' shadow. Born in Atlanta, Georgia, Harris is a famous American musician. On August 25, 2004, his father, Tip or T. Dot, is a well-known American rapper, singer, and composer. He is also a record producer, businessman, and actor. His mother is a gifted vocalist and songwriter, in addition to being a part of the R&B vocal group X Escape. King has appeared on VH1's T and Tiny, The Family Hustle since he was a little youngster. His entire life has been documented for public viewing. This suggests that a lot of material is accessible, including a lot of video clips and situations that could be misconstrued or exploited against him. Furthermore, 50 Cent is the kind of person that will take advantage of such chances and make them become armaments. For 20 years, he is the kind of person who agitates his fiercest enemy. He's the kind of person who would work with DoorDash to make fun of a prisoner. That's what he did to Jim Jones. In February 2006, he shared on Instagram a surveillance video of rival Jim Jones aggressively kicking down a hallway door. As a result, when 50 concentrated on King Harris, everyone was still recalling the 1950s playbook's warning that things might go ugly. The December 2025 event involving Blueface. Furthermore, 50 leaned into that narrative in a way that led to people starting to connect. The dispute began when Blueface addressed comments that claimed his partner Nakura resembled King Harris in reaction to repeated rumors about her on social media. After the rapper said that his girlfriend resembled T's son, Blueface accepted the analogy. King Harris and Blueface got into a heated online argument. "You look a lot like King Harris, my brother. Let's go," Blueface wrote it. When King remarked, "There's nothing manly about you, little bro. Please don't make it weird," Blueface quickly attacked his masculinity and the internet followed. Following, Blueface tweeted, "King Harris is my type of boss." The music's implication was clear, and when 50 Cent brought up this issue once more during his altercation with the Harris family, all those old footage and old comments poured back into the narrative. Every video screenshot started to appear on the internet. 50 Cent was relying on a situation where King's masculinity was questioned. He doesn't always need to express himself. He just needs to lead people with. The rest is taken care of by the internet. Most of them. From late 2025 until 50, the Blueface and King Harris affair was forgotten. Since the disagreement with the Harris family, it was brought back into the public eye through conversation, and it remained there. In a live broadcast video that went viral, Blueface doubled down while standing next to Akira. "Everyone says that my underscore is similar to King," he said. "Kind of do a little bit, baby." "You mean Harris?" King Harris reacted to the situation in a calculated manner. In all integrity, in response to Akira's answer, King used complete framing. He answered, "I'm more like weirded out than angry." "Why would you say your girl resembles a guy that underscore don't sit?" asked Blueface, who went on to criticize King's appearance and discourse, describing him as little and fair-skinned and asserting that there was nothing masculine about him. For chuckles. Then Blueface dragged his girl into it. "Come in the bed, King Harris." In jest, baby Blueface told his new girlfriend, Akira, "You're little miniature with Queen Harris. I appreciate the way you put it. Hold on a second. Ayo, take a moment." Millions of people saw that video once it went viral, and the story that surfaced questioned King Harris' manhood in public through the narrative comments on the internet, ranging from "I don't look like no girl" to "I don't look like no King Harris" had replied to Blueface, persisted despite King's polite response. "Second brother, why on earth would you say that? I'm more terrified than I am angry." While some followers sided with King and believed the connection was odd, others agreed with Blueface and stated they could see the resemblance. "You claim you're the female appears to be a man. Don't sit on that side." People would prefer to entertain the LGBT narrative than recognize the resemblance, according to one Instagram user. Some believed it was inappropriate to make, while others called the entire matter weird. You can tell exactly where the internet took this by using that kind of comparison. Appearances were no longer the only thing. It was about sexuality and masculinity. These are the types of stories that are almost indicative, that are almost unstoppable once they start, particularly if someone like 50 Cent chooses to use them as weapons. 50 Cent, however, never directly addressed them. That is not how 50 operates. Rather, he shares music from podcasts where listeners are discussing King Harris's sexual orientation and sharing offensive material. He directs the conversation in a particular direction by using emojis and memes. He then leaves the rest to the internet. In this case, is exactly what happened. The internet did what it always does, which is repost content that contributed to the story's revival. Additionally, King clips from the Family Hustle show and old social media posts started to come up. When 50 Cent unlocks that door, that is what takes place. Every song was reanalyzed by them. Interview, appearance, and each interaction. And since the person in a relationship is the one most directly affected by these kinds of rumors, they started building a case that might or might not be based in reality. Everyone began to wonder what King Harris's girlfriend thought of everything, except from King. With him of this dot. For years, the public has been aware of King Harris's private life. Though his current relationship appears to be more solid, he has experienced his fair share of public affairs and viral dating rumors. His current child's mother is an Instagram celebrity, as is his girlfriend, and Jenny Anana EPs is well known for her viral presence and bold attitude. By attending their baby shower together, the couple just revealed their romance to the world. In 2025, Jania EPs will be 20 years old, making her nearly King Harris's age. The two have been spotted together in both public and private settings, sometimes flaunting identical looks on social media and other times erasing each other's accounts entirely. There have been moments of mystery and visibility in their connection. The latter is essential. Fans have noticed a trend in which they have occasionally deleted each other on social media. When the 50 Cent feud started, people immediately went to Jenna's social media to look for any signs of danger. And the tales of King's manhood started to circulate. To come back, is it confirmed from the baby shower photos that King Harris and Jean were together and beginning a family, even if King Harris is not yet a parent? Now though, it's unclear if the pressure was genuine. King and his unnamed partner were expecting their first child. A prior report claims that this quarrel and the comments and posts made online have affected the relationship. Because, let's be honest, when you're a young woman in your early 20s and everything on the internet is trashing your boyfriend, even if none of it is true, the mere fact that he is having those chats leads strain in any partnership. Stress is caused by aspects of his masculinity and sexuality. There are already indications of instability in King's relationship. And when conversations are amplified by someone with a platform like 50 Cent, the strain intensifies. Someone who has millions of fans and specializes in improving people's lives through music. Social media makes me miserable. His sporadic social media engagement with Jenia suggests that their relationship has had its share of challenges. Furthermore, the 50 Cent attack date aligns with King's upcoming fatherhood. Or has the fact that Tiny Harris and Jania haven't yet made any public comments on the matter made the issue even more complicated? It is normal for a spouse in a relationship to publicly support their partner when they are, but their silence is telling. Being assaulted online. Because Jana hasn't done that during this particular feud, supporters are closely monitoring the feud, which is primarily restricted to social media, to see if it will worsen or go away. A back and forth between two seasoned rappers has developed into a family-centered conflict, showing how easily online discussions can escalate into something far more severe. T isn't keeping quiet though, as he offers a new song and promotes his Kill the King album. The two began criticizing each other on Instagram a few days after. Refused him and hasn't given up on his Queen's opponent. On Sunday, February 22nd, the Atlanta rapper posted another tape that appeared on Atlanta's Hot 1079 on Monday, February 23rd, further intensifying his diss track war. Tip put out a song titled War as 50 Cent and T's conflict raged on, and T.I. is now making songs about it, using it as fuel for his last T.I. album, which isn't being considerate. Making a call to 50 a 5 dispatcher is basically branding. This appears to be a 100-second preview of a longer version of War that may be featured on T.I.'s final album, Kill the King, which will be released later in the year 2026. 26. In his altercation with 50, King Harris calls him a computer warrior and accuses him of being a spy. He taps that he has documentation from prisoners with identities from the 1950s, a startling claim that specifically targets the 50s gangster brand. After his altercation with Christian King Combs, the son of Diddy, in 2026, the mogul pursued the child of a rapper. This is another trend when 50 Cent targets both musicians and their children. Web. King Harris is being pursued by BMEs, and in both cases, he recognized the one thing that would hurt the most and exploited it. Actually, nobody knows what is going on between King Harris and Jean outside of his personal life.